Hi guys, Suyano here, live in the studio. Today I'm going to explain how I made my remix of Magnificence and Phenomenal feat. Emily Cyrus with you. I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes till everybody's streamed in, so I'm gonna answer some questions for now. What's up guys? Matt, Paul, hey, Pepe, hi. Nice to see everybody streaming in, really cool. Just give everybody a few minutes to stream in before I'm going to explain the With You remix. Hi Leonardo, hello. Neil, I'm doing fine, and you? Hello, when you? Okay, I see already a lot of people streamed in, so yeah, I want to get started with how I made the remix. I really liked the original track from Magnificence, Phenomenal and Emily Cyrus, and for my remix I decided to give it that real Suyano feeling, so I only used the vocal of the track, and I wrote different chords and just start working with some piano chords, and later on I wrote a new melody on top of it, and I'm going to show you the whole process. So and later on of course I will answer some questions, and if you got some questions about the production, let me know. I try to answer as much as I can. So for now I'm going to turn around the camera to the project, and if you get any questions let me know, and I hope I can explain it to you. So let me switch the camera. Yeah, my Genelex. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got my laptop here as well so I can read the comments. Yes. Okay, let me open this one as well. Oh, now I hear myself. Yes. Okay. Well, first I'm going to, of course, begin with the break. As I just told, I only used the vocal from the track. This is the vocal, and I made a small reverse before it. The only thing I did is I put a little bit more effects on the vocal to give it more space. This is the difference. Maybe it's hard to hear for you on the phone, but it gives gives a little bit more space to it with a little bit more reverb. And the first thing what I did was just started with the piano and writing new chords on top of it. So this is the piano. I started here. You can see the chords which I'm playing, and I also did some pitch bends to give it a little bit different feeling to it. So this is the piano. So I made it like a little bit a dreamy piano. As you can see, I put a lot of effects on it. Let me see how it first sounded. If I turn off all the plugins. So now it's more like more dry and more in your face, but I wanted to give it that more like atmospheric kind of feeling. So what I usually do is this, the Vitamin from Waves. For the piano, it's a preset called Bright Piano, but it's I can show it to you what it does. It gets way more frequencies in the highs. So it's more open. Just some EQs, a little bit more high end. Some saturation. That changes the sound a lot. And then a bit crusher. And it's going through a bus, and there's a lot of more plugins on, like more saturation, a little bit, the imager to give it like a more open feeling. So I see I did it 1.65, so that's more than I do usually, but yeah, for this piano it works. So let me see, yeah, some more EQ, saturation. So I tweaked a lot on the piano. Let me switch back everything on. Let me see, which plugin of Waves. I use the Vitamin of Waves. It's for the piano. It's just a preset. And I use, what do you use more of Waves? Let me see. This is from FabFilter. I use it a lot. FabFilter is also from ProQ. So yeah, this is just for EQing, and this is for saturation. I really work a lot with the Saturn. Really love it. So definitely check that one out. Yeah, so that's the piano and the vocal. What do we have more? We have a simple sine wave for the low end. I hope you can hear it. Just simple notes with a small pitch bend as well. And I always work with the R bass from Waves. So here's the settings if you want to copy something. And I'm always working with the Pro MB from FabFilter as well, to give my low end a little bit more, that it's like really tight. So nothing special. Yeah, it's going through a buzz, but it's not doing a lot on the sub bass. What do we have more? Some impacts to give it. This just some simple white noise downlifter. Nothing special. I just wanted to focus the break on the beautiful vocal, so not put a lot more in the beginning of the break. Later on, I'm introducing the chords for the big part, which is coming in here. So how do I introduce it? It's like with one chord layer, and it's coming in really slowly. And I EQ'd it with the, let me see, in the chord bus. So I sent this chord to my chord bus here in the top. Hope you can see it. And then I did with a band frequency with the Pro Q. Let me see which one it is, because I have more Pro Qs. Not this one, I think the last one. Yeah. And then you see the band changing when all the synths coming in. Here you see it. So then it opens fully when this part hits, when all the chords are playing. If you want to see the notes, these notes I'm playing. And the sounds I used are, I think, mostly from Spire, Spire, sine wave is from Silent and as well. So I'm going to solo it one by one. This is the first sound. Let me do it again. So this is coming slowly by with a filter. So that's the first chord. This is the second one. This is the third one. And this is the last one of the chords. Oh, I see. I hope it still streams. I see. Yeah. Let me see. I had a problem with the connection. At Bach, the master chain looks complex. Well, this is not the master. This is like the bus where I send other things. Wait, let me explain it good. Bus 1. Let me see. Bus 1. I think that's my chord bus. Yeah, bus 1 is my chord bus. So first I got some processing on here. Then I'm sending it to a bus, and the bus is going to the master. So the master is not that complex as the buses. Okay, let me check the connection. Is it still working? Because went offline for a few seconds. Yeah. So yeah, these are the chords. Let me see. And then I got another chord, but it's actually more like a top lead sound. It's this one. Also played in chorus with a lot of reverb, and all together it sounds like this. With the vocal on top. And then all the synths going down with a filter. I got it on here with the low pass frequency. You see it here, it goes down and then it builds up again. But then only with 2 layers. Oh, let me change it. Yes, only with 2 layers. The reason why I use 2, because if I'm using all the layers, then the drop will hit less hard because you already heard all the synths. So 2 synths, it's pretty simple, just straightforward with a pitch bend and a filter. And the second one is this one. Does exactly the same. And underneath is the vocal and a lot of snares and effects. I wanted to have the vocal, yeah, as the main thing. So here's the vocal. And then we got a lot of snares, some typical drums I'm using in most of my tracks, some risers, some toms from Kashmir, really good toms, some more uplifters, downlifters. So all by all you got this. So that's the build-up. Now I'm going to explain the most important thing, the drop. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna answer some questions first. I saw some questions about the reverb. I'm going to explain that now in the drop, how I'm using my reverb. Let me see some other questions. How do you go about panning? Okay, let me see. First, I think I didn't pan anything. Let me see. No, I never. No. Well, sometimes I pan some sounds, but the thing what I normally do is I only using this one, the imager. So for instance, my chords I'm putting like for now it's 150. So I put all the chords here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 chord layers. I do it exactly the same. So at 1.50, and for this track I put it the main lead like a little bit more mono. Oh, this is the wrong one. I put it at 90, so normally it's like at 100. So, but for every track it's different. Normally my main lead or the top lead is like more wider, but in this track I did exactly the opposite. So the chords are more wider than my top lead. But I never pan. Okay, so the chords are the same as in the as in the big break part. Only the chords and how fast it's playing is different. So I can compare it so that you see it. So left are these are the chords of the big break part, and these are the chords in the drop. So you see it's not the same. So when I'm playing the chords in the drop, it sounded like this. This is just one layer. At Xavier, I'm using Spire and Silent for the sounds. I think 3 chords are from Spire, 1 is from Silent, and the top lead is from Nexus, I think. So these are the chords with the pitch bend. And then, with all the layers. This is the bass layer. I got 2 bass layers and one layer as a sine wave. This is the bass layer. And it's all going through a bus. As you see, I'm always putting a lot of effects and VSTs on here. This is how it sounds with nothing on it. So I do a lot of processing. I will turn on everything one by one. Cutting away all the low frequencies, because here my sine wave is playing, so I'm only using the bass for the sound, but not for the low frequencies. And I cut a lot of the high ends to give here more space for my chords and my top lead. A little bit overdrive, some EQing, dipping out some mid frequencies. Sausage-Fettner. Some more EQing. And I saw a question about the sidechaining. I'm always using the sidechain from Nicky Romero because it's so easy, you know. It's like for your workflow, it's so good. You can work really quickly. Just, you know, they have like really good presets. You can, decide how much you want it to sidechain. So yeah, for me it works the best and really quick. So this is one bass layer, and here's the second bass layer. and I used the Guitar and Pro. It's just a standard VST in Logic, and this is an overdrive, but this is changing the sound a lot. So this is how it sounds. Wait, let me turn off the bus as well. This is how the sound normally is. I think you almost cannot hear it. And then I'm turning on this. This is doing a lot, the Guitar and Pro. So you can hear the difference. It gives that really analog guitar sound to it. Then some overdrive. And then the whole bus. So that's yeah, the processing for the bass line. It's from Spire. Well, let me turn off this. So for those who use Logic, or I think yeah, any DAW has something like this, but yeah, the Guitar and Pro, you can get that really vintage, old school, yeah, electric kind of guitar amp to it. So for me it works fine. So then we have the sine wave. I always cut like all the high frequencies, and then yeah, it depends, like 35, 30, 40 hertz still. Yeah, sometimes it's 200. Now it's like something like this. But always cut like the high frequencies, you don't need them. And then this is the main lead. Normally I'm using more sounds for the main lead, but in this track, yeah, one main lead was enough. So yeah, this is it. That's Ben, yes, Genelex 8040. I'm not using subwoofer, so, but I'm really happy with these speakers. Like, for me, they are the best. I used KRK before, but this is like another world. It's Genelex is so good, so I really can recommend you to buy one pair as well. Yeah, the processing of the main leads, there's a lot of stuff going on. Also saturation, I work a lot with the saturation, and this is a trick I used in Logic. With the scanner vibrato you can make the sound like really in your face. I'm going to show you that later by bypassing it. Wait, I can do it first. First, it sounded like this when I mute it, when I turn off the scanner vibrato. Oh. I hope you can hear the difference, but now it's like in your face. And when I turn it off, it's like fully white. So I always use this on my main lead or on the top leads. The scanner vibrato. It's it's a sort of trick, but it's really making your sound from fully white and stereo to more centered in the middle. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of EQing. Let me see. Oh, always, and then I always use this compressor for my bus. It's a CLA 2A from Waves as well. They also have the 3A. It's also good. Sometimes I'm using the 2A, sometimes the 3A, but it works fine for me. What do you get more? Yeah, an imager as well to widen it a little bit up. A compressor, and again the kickstart. So yeah, a lot of EQ and a lot of saturation going on there. What I got more? Yeah, the kick. This is the kick. It's like a really stumpy kick. And and I'm always using this one to give it a little bit more attack. It's the SPL Transient Designer. It's from, let me see where it is. Yeah, from Plugin Alliance. It's really amazing. Here, the Transient Designer. And then just play around with the attack. Gives a lot of more attack and punch to everything, like to your kick, to your snare. Sometimes I'm using it on my synths as well, so it works really good. And another thing I'm using from that bundle is on my master chain. It's this one. It's the BX control, and then you can here at the mono maker you can say, hey, I want 200 Hertz mono of my whole track, or more or less, and have like the stereo width of the whole track, and I'll always put it like at 102%, so it is a little bit wider. And then here you can easily choose how much you want to make mono of the track. It depends. Sometimes I'm doing like 100, 150, or something like 175, but don't go above the 200 Hertz. But that's my opinion. Of course, every track is different, but yeah, make sure at least that 100 Hertz is mono of your track for your kick and your sine wave. At the second part of the drop, I'm switching a little bit in the melody. While switching, I'm playing like another melody on top. As you can see, this part is from the first 15 seconds of the drop, and this is from 15 seconds till 30 seconds of the drop. And what I did is I played some notes on top of it. As you can see, the notes here are the same, but these notes, so I'm playing double notes, and it looks like this. And if I solo it, it sounds like this. So, at Darshan, the best stereo imager is the S1 of Waves. I'm using it on everything here, the S1. It's amazing. And really easy to use. So, and all by all, I'm going to solo all the synths. So this is the sub. Oh, let me put it like this. The sub, then I got the bass layers. Then the chorus coming in. So that's what I used for my synths and for the melody, and for the rest we got a snare, a kick, some impacts. What I always do is like a noisy impact with a simple crash on top of it. So it's here. Is it just a crash from Kashmir? And this is a noise bounce I always use. I don't know which pack or it is, but I'm using it quite a long time now. So then you get this. Just simple, but it gives more energy to your drop. And then I got a snare. And some rides and cymbals playing. And some sha-sha claps from Swedish House Mafia. So that's it for the drop. And before the drop I made a fill. Let me see. It's a few different parts. It's this one. This is the fill for the drop. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 samples. Some yeah, cinematic drums. Some reverb snare, a sub drop, and a normal snare. Oh, and a short reverb. So that's it. How to make your breakdown lead so very powerful. The breakdown lead. Well, I just played chords, and I think the most important thing is that you need to search sounds which are matching well to each other. Like I can maybe change, for example, this one. If I'm changing this to just I don't know, let me see. I'm just going to use I don't know, let's see, just a shitty preset. Let me search. It's all about choosing the right sounds. If I'm now changing one sound, it maybe sounds like totally horrible. So what costs me the most time is like finding the right sounds which are matching really well to each other. For instance, if I'm using this one, then I think it sounds really weird in the whole mix. I already hear that it's not like, as beautiful as it is now. So that's the only tip I can give, I think. Just searching for the right sounds, and it costs a lot of time, but yeah, that's how producing works. You need to put a lot of time in your synths. Let me open it again because I'm now changing sound and I don't know where it is. Let me answer some more questions. Yeah. Skip all. Skip all, yeah. Loudness meter. I'm always using the multimeter from Logic by itself. For me it works fine. It's an analyzer and a coniometer. So, okay, let me see. We got more questions. Victor, EQing more. Yeah, I always EQing a lot, so sometimes maybe too much, but do you use EQ on your master chain? Let me see. Yeah, but not like really, a little bit high end, as you can see, and a little bit frequencies in the middle part, because a lot of time tracks missing frequencies in the range of 500 hertz. So that is the only EQing I did on my master chain. So let me see how to make proper loudness in a track. Well, the most important thing is to mix everything really well. Let me turn around the camera. The most important thing is to mix your tracks good. It's not, mastering is like one small thing of your track. If your mix is good, then you can make a really loud master. So just focusing on a good mix. Okay, let me see some more questions. I'm taking my laptop with me so I can see all the comments. 1 second. Opening my laptop to see all the comments. Yeah. 1 second. Okay. My laptop is not working with me. Let me see. Here. Can you take us through your mastering process? Well, yeah, I can show you some points, but not everything, because I'm mastering all my tracks by myself, and I got some techniques that I'm just learned by myself to make it like my own master. So I can show you a few things, but not everything. Let me turn around the camera. I got like this one, I already explained. The BX control, I'm using it for making my track mono till 150-200 Hertz, it depends on the track. Stereo width, doing it a little bit wider, 102%. I'm always using this one, the vintage warmer. And yeah, some EQ, just a limiter from FabFilter, just the default setting. And yeah, I'm working with the C4 from Waves, and I made my own preset in there, so that's the only thing I'm not going to show you. How long did it take to make this track? Well, I didn't have too much time for this track because it was a small short deadline to the track, and I had to, I think, when I got the request, and a few days later I was on tour in China, so I think this one took me 3 or 4 days, I think. So, but then like 3 days like non-stop, so still it is yeah, maybe between 30 and 50 hours. So how do you make that growly and crispy bass line in your tracks? Well, I just explained, I can show you again. What I'm using the most is overdrive. It's the overdrive from Logic, but I'm sure you have the overdrive VST in all other DAWs as well, like in Ableton and Fruity Loops. And I'm using the saturation from FabFilter, the Saturn. Let me show you. I'm using this the most. Oh, this one, the Saturn, and now it's some basic Saturn, but you have like so much presets, and you can tweak everything. You can make new bands. Oh, as you can see, I think as much as you want, or at least 6, and then you can tweak. Do you want more at the highs, or yeah? How much do you want it in the mix? You can also change it here in the bottom. How much do you want to have it as an input, and how much do you want to have it as an output? So you can tweak so much with the FabFilter Saturn to give it a really yeah, growl bass line. So I really like that, and of course a little bit EQing, but most of the time overdrive and saturation. Do you keep some headroom left? Well, always put my master chain on while producing. Well, not like in the beginning, but if I have the ID, then I put my master chain on. I'm going to level all the volumes, make sure that all my channels are like really low. I can show you, I'm always having my channels, like you can see, really low. This is my whole mixer. Here, minus 20, minus 5, well this is a little bit higher. Here, minus 12, minus 40, minus 26, minus 33. So I always leave a lot of headroom on my channels to boost it up for my master chain. And of course for, not only for my master, but as well for my buses, because I link everything through a bus. So my basses are going through a bus, my chords are going to a bus, and my top lead is going through a bus. And then from the bus it's going to the master. How do you make your kicks punchy? Well, I would explain just by using the SPL Transient Designer. This one. It's amazing. This one. I'm using that for my kick, and I'm always in the EQ put a little more on the highs between. I got it now on, I see 7,500 Hertz, and a little bit boost on 75 Hertz for the low ends. Nothing special. Kick layers, it's only one kick, but I tweaked it a lot and it's now like a kick I'm using in most of my tracks. Yeah. Okay, let me see, more questions. We have a lot of questions, let me see. Please share good VSTs. Well, download a FOB filter. They have amazing plugins, and the Waves bundle. Those two, I really need those two to make a record, because they have so many good VSTs in those bundles. So let me see, where can I give you some ideas? If you got demos or anything else, music wise, you can send to demo@suyano.com. In the nearby future we're going to do another live stream, because last time we had great response to it. We received a lot of demos, so yeah, if you got anything, just send it to demo@suyano.com. Let me see. Only limiter? No, not only a limiter on my master, also master chain, but the last thing on my master is the limiter. At Mitchell, how long do you produce? I'm now producing for, I think, 6 years or something. Let me find some more questions. Remix is so nice, thank you, Mihaly. Why you use the CLA guitars over the CLA vocals for the vocals? Well, by accident I used the CLA guitar once a time on my vocals, and I experienced that with the CLA guitar I can get a really weird, unique twist to a vocal. So that's the reason why I now always use the CLA guitar on my vocals, to, yeah, just to give it a weird touch. And for me it works better than the CLA vocal. So yeah, just, you know, by accident, and then I just tweaked some stuff and I was like, hey, this is sounding even way more cooler than the CLA vocals. So yes, this is Logic Pro X, it is. I'm really lacking motivation to get back in the studio and produce. What is the best way to tackle this? That's a good question, Kiran. I'm really lacking motivation to get back in the studio and produce. What is the best way to tackle this? Well, for me it is like, when I'm home I try to just get every day in the studio. Also when I, you know, for instance now it's in Holland, it's like 30 degrees. So it's really warm and I'm in the studio. But you need to, you know, yeah, you need to have a motivation for yourself. Like I'm having a big motivation because I want to be bigger and playing on more festivals and clubs all over the world. So I need to make good music and show it to the people. And of course I'm getting a lot of amazing support from the whole Revealed family, and yeah, everybody like who's streaming now. So that's my motivation to keep making new music for you, because I got so many good comments on YouTube and so many kind messages on my social. So that's for me a big motivation to make more music and better music. Yeah, just to make more people happy, and to play my music out for yeah, for as many people as I can all over the world. So that's my motivation. And like sometimes, yeah, I also have bad inspiration or no inspiration, but it comes and goes. Sometimes I'm making a cool idea in 1 hour, sometimes in 1 week. I think every producer has this problem. So just, if you have time, just go into the studio, sit down, make some fun, and don't push yourself to say, hey, I need to make a new cool track in 1 hour. Sometimes it takes a week or 2 weeks. So yeah, it's normal for all the producers. Let's find some more questions. Is Logic Pro capable on laptops? Yes, it is. I got it on my laptop here as well, so it works fine. I'm working now with a MacBook Pro for on the road, and in the studio here I got the iMac. Do you EQ? Let me see. How do you how do you eliminate all the unwanted frequencies even after EQing? Well, yeah, the only thing to avoid those frequencies is EQing. I can show you maybe a track. Okay, let's see if we got this sound, for example. And you hear a weird frequency. Wait, let me just do it in here. Making another Pro Q. How do you can find those frequencies? If you working with Pro Q, you can switch here like pre-post. And if you playing now the sound, then you see the frequencies. And what I normally do is like this, dragging it all the way to the top, and you can do it like this, and then you can hear all frequencies. And let's say if you really hate this frequency, and you hear like, ooh, yeah, this frequency is pain for my ears, then you just drag the gain down, and then you can eliminate that frequency. So now we deleted this frequency. And that's, yeah, how I eliminate like the really hard frequencies to hear, or if you're missing something, or yeah, just do it like this. It's pretty easy, and just use your ears. That's the most important thing. Do you always use Logic? Yes, always using Logic. For me, it's the best. Let me see, more questions. Do you use sound card or you produce a normal laptop? When I'm on the road, I'm working on a laptop. I show you, this is the laptop. No sound card, nothing, just only like this. And when I'm working in the studio on my iMac, then I'm using this one, the Focusrite. It's like one of the cheapest sound cards, but in my opinion one of the best. You got, of course you got a lot of different sound cards, but a lot of sound cards are, or sound banks are really expensive, and this, yeah, this works really good. I think it's 150 euro or something, and yeah, a lot of producers has this, the Focusrite. Amazing, amazing sound card. Oh yeah, the reverb processing. Let me show you how I did the reverb. Well, I show you the reverb of the main lead. Everything, this is the chain, everything is going into the bus tree, and here is the reverb. I always use the Valhalla reverb. For me it works, yeah, really well. So this is a setting. And it's for every track it's different, because now I'm using like the depth like fully open, but normally I do it that like at 50%, and the pre-delay is really long as well. And normally I do the pre-delay at this. Normally I do the pre-delay like this, and then something like this. Normally it's like this, but I don't know, for this track, because I put the chords wider and the main lead more centered, I just played around with the reverb. So it's yeah, sounded a little bit different than in my other tracks, but yeah, I'm trying to experiment as always in my tracks with, yeah, some different settings and stuff. So, but yeah, it's my favorite plugin, the Valhalla Room. It's for the reverb, the best one in my opinion, but you have plenty enough other good reverbs. In remixes, is it good to EQ vocals or remove kicks? Well, if you're making an official remix, you normally get the stems. So that's like all the audio files of the track, and then separate. So the kick separate, the claps, the vocal. And in my remix, I only use the vocal. So yeah, let me see, did I do something on EQ? No, I didn't EQ the vocal, I only put the CLA guitar on top of it to give it a little bit different feeling. But if you're making a remix of a good track, then yeah, it's not necessarily to EQ anything. Sidechain, I already explained, it's from Nicky Romero, the Kickstart. Super easy to use, yeah, that works for me. So lead layering tips, yeah, that's a thing what I explained as well, is just find the right sounds that match to each other. It's like, yeah, it's like the same with people on your work. Some people you like, some people you don't like. Some people you have a really strong connection to, and with some other people you don't have like a good connection. And it's with sounds as well. Some sounds are really fitting into each other, and some sounds don't. So just find the sounds, which sounds are yeah, working with each other. It's yeah, just trial and error. That's how I do it every day. Just finding a lot of sounds and just see which sounds are sounding good to each other and which don't. How long did it take to find that Suyano sound? Well, quite a long time. I'm producing now for over 6 years, and I think the last 2 years or something I found it like what people call the Suyano sound. Yeah, so it takes, for me it took years, maybe for other people it takes less time, but yeah, for me, so yeah, over 4 years. And then the sounds that I like, I'm saving it in a sort of Suyano sound bank, so I always got like sort of typical similar sounds, and yeah, then just playing back and forth with different sounds. So not all the tracks are the same sounds, of course, but yeah, you can use like 2 layers as chords as basic, and then put 2 layers with new sounds on top of it. Okay, a few more questions, guys, then I need to go. When you start making music, by the way, how to find a good sub bass that matches a melody? Well, a good sub bass, just a standard one. I'm using a sub bass now from Silent, but let me open up a new software channel. A good sine wave is from just simple from Nexus, and then hope you can see it. Then bass and just the basic sine or the basic square. The basic sine, and of course put all your reverb off. But that's just a decent sine wave. So yeah, if you got Nexus, try to use the basic sine. The sine wave is only for, you know, for the feeling, not for the sound, because you cut everything of the high end, so it's only for the feeling. How you mix kick and bass? Just by sidechaining and cut away the really low frequencies of your sub bass. I normally cut away like 35 Hz, and sidechaining. So sidechaining and a little bit EQ, and I always use this one. Oh, let me open it. This one, the R bass from Waves. I'm using this one for my sine wave, and then sidechaining, and of course this as EQ. So a little bit of the high, of the low ends, cut it away, and all the high frequencies. So sine wave is only playing here. So that's that's how I made the remix for With You. If you guys got any more questions, you always can email me or send some messages on the socials. On Instagram it's Suyano, on Twitter it's @DJ Suyano, and on Facebook it's Suyano. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching and for the amazing support so far on all my music. So thanks everybody for the support on the music. Working now at the moment on some new stuff. Yeah, I hope I can show it to you soon. And yeah, I hope to see you soon at a gig somewhere around the world. Yeah, I hope you learned something today. And if you got any more questions, just let me know. And yeah, for now, then I'm signing off and hope to speak to you soon. Bye bye.